I don't have my computer in here right now. It's currently in my living room because I wanted to use the big TV as a monitor. Um, so you won't get anything cool to look at for this video. But today's going to be a Q&A video. So, yeah, I posted on my Instagram story uh, what, what things you wanted to know. Like, ask some questions. So, the first question is, what advice would you give to someone who records on their phone? Um, if you're shooting on Android, I know there's a few good apps, but if it's like a cheaper Android, then that camera it's a tiny sensor and it's low megapixels. So, I mean, you're not gonna get much out of it. You would need a lot to get decent footage out of it. So, yeah, really just use it, shoot with it, and then figure out some app that you can use manual functions with, so then you can start learning how to, like, so you learn the settings of a camera. So once you get a big camera, kind of like what I have, then you'll know settings and you'll know how to work it. So that's really what I would say. Find good editing software too. I know there's some free ones. There's like Filmora. If you're on computer, there's DaVinci Resolve, which is free. I used that for a while before I got Premiere. Actually, let me go more in depth with this answer. If you're shooting on an iPhone, especially an iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, you have so much potential. This camera on here is an amazing camera. On the what's it called? On the iPhone 12, if I'll link it up in this corner, the video that I filmed with Enrique about the iPhone 12. It's crazy. If you can get an iPad and edit your videos on that from your phone, you can use AirDrop and the Files app, drop them over. Yeah, iPadOS has some crazy things on it. iPadOS has a lot more potential than iOS, so there's a lot more flexibility and power there, I guess you could say. So there's a few good apps. There's one that's very similar to Final Cut Pro that is on iPadOS. If I can find what it's called, I'll put it up right here. So, yeah. If you have a more expensive Samsung phone, I know their cameras are kind of crazy. I just personally use Apple. That's what my family uses, and that's what I enjoy using. So I know some of them are pretty crazy. Like there's the S20 Ultra or something like that. It has like the really far zoom. I know that it's a high megapixel density. They have like a lot of megapixels in it. So if you're shooting with that, you're gonna get a good image. I don't know much about editing softwares on there. If you can, I'd suggest getting a computer, like a laptop, not like a decent laptop, like at least 4 cores, 8 threads, and 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an SSD. If you know anything about computers, you will know what that is. The processor, well, this is a desktop. The processor is under this fan that says AMD, and then these two glowy sticks right here, that's RAM. And then under my graphics card, there is a M.2 SSD, which it's a pretty fast SSD. It's a WD Black SN750, I believe. Yeah, I'll do a whole computer rundown once I get time and once I figure out what theme I want to make the video, because I do get some questions on this computer. Can you slit your wrist and try to survive? Well, I mean, you're not technically gonna die if you slit your wrist. I don't suggest it. If you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. What do you want to be when you get older? I want to be a director. I want to. This is my life plan. So I'm gonna graduate high school, and then I'm gonna take a gap year and figure out if this is actually what I want to do. And then if it is, then I'm gonna go to LA Film School, partly online and partly actually in LA. I'll probably stay in Alaska for a little bit longer. Then I will, then I'll get that degree. I'll get my film degree, and then I will start doing that. I want to be the director, and then I want to do some sound design for the movie. I want to shoot action movies because that's what I grew up watching. But I'll probably dabble in some sci-fi and like horror, just like, I don't know, explore the things I want to do. Do you know what van life is? I do know what van life is. It sounds pretty interesting, but I don't know if I could do it. Like, it'd be hard, but if you gave me enough time, I could probably do it. It seems pretty fun, honestly. What is the camera you want to get after you upgrade the RP? I don't know. It really depends on where cameras go. Because if Canon keeps going with this R line, because they have the EOS R, the RP, the R5, and the R6. So if they branch out more and make, there's the RA, which is, it's for astrophotography. But if they branch out and make more of these cameras, because I know Canon knows that they're making their company like a lot of sales. Think about all the people that have been buying R5s, even with the overheating issue. Think about all the people that bought ESRs. RP isn't very popular because of the restrictions it has compared to the ESR. If I could have found an ESR for like probably 1,500, I would have bought it. Because that shoots C-Log, that it has the all-eye codec instead of it has all-eye instead of IBP. This shoots on IBP. What else does that have? That has like the touch bar thing on the back instead of the wheel thing. That has a screen on top. It's a little bit taller of a body, a little bit thicker of a grip. It takes bigger batteries, so the battery life would have been better. What else was there? I think that's really it. But whatever Canon decides to come out with within the next like 4 years, that's in the R line or in a different full frame mirrorless line, then I will probably buy that, because I really don't want to go back to an APS-C. Coming from an APS-C to a full frame, I don't want to go back to APS-C. The quality that you get out of full frame is completely different. So the last few videos I've uploaded from the M50 that I uploaded, they were exported in 4K. It was 1080p upscaled to 4K, so then YouTube can realize it's a bigger file and give it more. It compresses it less because it thinks it's a 4K file. So what that does is that it makes it look higher quality. In the Goosebumps edit, I realized that it looked really bad. The slow motion looked horrible. Because it's so hard to focus with that, especially in low light when you're shooting sunset, because with the the Cine Style color profile, you want to shoot a little bit underexposed, and then you bring up your exposure a little bit, your shadows and your highlights all in post. So that's a very light color grade, and then you can dump a LUT on it. I usually use one of these, like 4 LUTs. I'll put all of them on right now. I usually use one of those. So I export all my videos in 4K, meaning the minimum file size is like 5 gigabytes, and then YouTube compresses that down a lot. So you do lose a lot of quality. It looks completely different on this monitor after it's done exporting than YouTube. It's a completely different image. It still looks really good on YouTube, but now I see why like MKBHD and Linus Tech Tips and the Linus Media Group, they all use Red cameras. It's so they don't lose that much quality because of how big those files are. So yeah, I also use maximum render quality in what's it called in Premiere. Oh, I'm still shooting on 60 frames. I usually shoot in 24, but I flicked it over to 60 frames when I was shooting with McCoy. When I filmed the YouTube video, like the video asking people how to spell ICAP at Walmart. I'll put a few clips in from last night because we went to Walmart again. I wasn't with McCoy. I was with Daniel, Bobby, and Ricky in Dresden. I'll put a few clips in from that. But yeah, that was really my Q&A video. I believe tomorrow's video will be something centered around tech. I don't know. I don't have that fixed of a schedule. I know what videos I want to upload. I talked about it in the last video and the outro. More on this after Christmas. It will make sense very soon. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching this video. Share with your friends if you enjoyed. Don't forget to join the Matthew.